First of all, I want to start by saying that I respect that it's your platform and we do whatever you want to do, and I want to be a respectful guest on yours. However, I listened to your stream, the full stream last Monday, and I think that I do have a complete rebuttal for absolutely everything that you said. And I think it began with something that was a really, really huge mistake from yourself, a very gross misreading of Islamic scripture, which is, by the way, written in the original language of Arabic, the Semitic target audience language of the Bible is actually for the Israelites only, but you guys only have the manuscripts that were written decades later in Greek and Latin, etc., etc. But in Islam, we do have the authentic scripture that was sent down to Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, memorized by his companions, delivered by his companion Uthman when he was the emperor of Arabia, Egypt, Syria, Palestine, etc. So this is just one thing, but not to take too much of your time, sorry. I do respect that this is valuable time for you, so I'll get straight into the point again. You misread the verse saying, how can God have... Go on. Yeah,
so
sorry.
I'm willing to go ahead and do that with you, go over those issues with you that you feel like I was wrong in. Let's deal with the topic first of the day. Let's do at least one. Let's do at least one example of my topic today, and then I'll gladly deal with the how can Allah have the son.
That's totally fine. I respect that a lot. That's fine. Let's stick to the topic. So you mentioned child marriage, etc., etc., etc. And there is something about Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, that you sort of brushed up on last time that links to this about morality, etc.
Yeah. I have a question for you.
Go on.
I have a question for you. Would you, and this is just for you, like Ali, like personally, in your morals and your character, would you ever tell a woman to suckle another grown man who is not her husband or her child?
Here is the thing. I would not do that, but this is the thing. The hadith you're speaking about doesn't say that he has to actually go and physically suckle from her breast. There's no actual indication for that. The thing is that wet nurses, when someone gives you, when you're a child, an infant, and you have a wet nurse who is a woman who breastfeeds you in the place of your mother, in Islam we have this concept where your wet nurse is similar to your mother. So basically, to make this woman, to make this guy not a stranger for this woman who basically they're in the same household, etc. And it's just one prime example of it's not a legislation to keep doing it. It's
so you wouldn't you wouldn't
issue. However,
you wouldn't do it, right? You wouldn't tell her. You wouldn't tell her to do that.
So what happened was that she put her breast milk.
Before you go on and explaining the context, which is perfectly fine, I just want to make sure that you said that you would never tell a woman to do that. Is that right?
I would tell her to breastfeed him through a medium. Absolutely.
So to be clear, you're saying that you would tell a woman to breastfeed another grown man who is not her husband or son
through a medium, yes, which is what happened. And that is the explanation of all the other hadith saying that in a pot or in a sample, and he drank from it. This lifts any like I can't think of the English word for it, but there's an Arabic word that we use which is haraj, which is something like embarrassment, etc., etc. And absolutely. Okay. But I wanted to tell you because you mentioned something from last week that links to this week's topic about Prophet, and we're going to
slow down. I want us to address this slowly, okay?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah,
so it says.
Fine, sorry.
So this is Sahih Muslim 1453.
So
B. Yeah. It says this. We're going to read the hadith because you said something I disagree with, because you said to suckle. It doesn't mean to go ahead and physically suckle. So I'm going to just read this really quick. So Aisha reported that Salim, the freed slave of Abu Hudayfa, lived with him and his family in their house. She said, Salim has attained as men attain, and he understands what they understand, and he enters our house freely. I, however, perceive that something in the heart of Abu Hudayfa, whereupon Allah's apostle said to her, suckle him, and you would become unlawful for him, and which Abu Hudayfa feels in his heart would disappear. So obviously Abu Hudayfa was feeling a little uncomfortable with this young man in his house because he's he's grown, and so he's not feeling comfortable with him around the house. So she returned and said, so I suckled him, and what was there in the heart of Abu Hudayfa disappeared. So she suckled the man, and he was a grown man. If we read the earlier hadith, it says, like, she responded to Muhammad, like when Muhammad said suckle him, she said, how can I suckle him as he is a grown-up man? Right? So what does it mean to suckle?
So basically, to suckle is synonymous here for the mechanism that she's trying to, that Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is telling her to use to lift the embarrassment I'm talking to you about. So if you look at by the way, there's different, like, there's people have asked about this, and there's hadiths about Aisha's friends and other wives of the Prophet asking about this. Did he really suckle, etc., etc.? I don't know if I can share screen and get the hadith, but the thing is, I can find in my time.
If you want to do this really quick, because this is important, I would actually love to see that. If you have a hadith where they go over this and ask, did she really suckle him? And then they explain what actually went on and what happened, because it looks pretty clear that she says, I went on and I suckled him. So, and we know what suckle means. It means to, put the breast in the mouth. So if you're saying that there's a hadith that explains how this actually went about, and she actually put the breast milk in maybe a cup or, whatever it was, and he sipped from that, then I would love to see that hadith if that exists.
It does make sense, but the thing is, I do have a little bit of a logistic issue in trying to get it, because like it's on my phone and I'm using my laptop. But the thing is, I do want to interject on something you said, that we know what suckle means. The thing is that you know what the English word for suckle means, but you don't know what the Arabic word for suckle means. You don't know what the narrations of the hadith say in Arabic to understand it. And again, this is a very fundamental issue in comparing Islam with Christianity, because you guys do not
I'm not bringing the Christianity into this. I'm looking at this from an objective, standpoint. If you're saying the word suckle means something other than the obvious, like what we obviously know what suckle means, I'm willing to see if you could pull up an Arabic dictionary, and show the wide range of the word suckle and show that it means something else. I'm all ears. Like I'm here to learn. So I'm just going by from what I know. I know what suckle means. You know what I'm saying? So I can't see that as anything else unless you can show me.
I understand that. So, but the thing is, you're a man of logic, and logic dictates here that there is a translation from language to language, and the word that basically the hadith that he's talking about anyway is talking about the entire, like, it's describing the apparatus to do something. But I'm not gonna lie, I mean, I can't share the screen to use here right now, and I don't even know how to type Arabic on my keyboard anyway. I can only do that on my phone with the Arabic keyboard. On my laptop I don't do that. What? I don't want to waste your time, but I can assert the hadith later on my Twitter. I can find these hadiths that I'm talking to you about. Yeah?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me just, if Arabic is the issue here, and you're saying that the word in the Arabic doesn't mean to suckle, which it's hard for me to believe, because everything that I see, it says suckle. But you're saying in Arabic, it could be different. So what I think that I should do is is it okay if I bring an Arabic speaker to read the hadith in Arabic?
It's fine.
Okay. So let me see. Let's see here. Let's bring up my friend Rob. Are you available to join my stream? Let's see here. If he's not available, let me ask another brother. Any Arabic speakers willing to join for a second? All right. So in the meantime, right? So I don't, and to be fair, I do not have any reason to believe what you're saying, that the word in Arabic means something other than suckle, when every hadith narration and every translation of the hadith, every single one says suckle. And for it to mean something other than what suckle means, bro, that doesn't flow with me logically.
Okay. So basically, the word you're saying is suckle. I'm telling you, the Arabic word is ardi'i, which is the action of rada'a. So when the Quran says ummahatukum min ar-rada'a, etc., etc., and I know people personally who've been suckled by other women like this, in this sense, when they're children. So the word, it's like wet nurse in Arabic would be from the rada'a. The word is rada'a. Like, there's no, I mean, this is not definitely saying go and suckle. It's not describing the action of suckling. So arda'i is that. Yeah, sorry, go on.
Yeah, so that doesn't make sense to me, bro, because it looks like it's exactly the action of suckling. When the whole purpose of it is to make her unlawful for another man. So that, because the law is, if you are suckled by the same woman, right, then you're not lawful to marry. Or if you've been suckled by this woman is not lawful for you, right? So that's Muhammad's suggestion, or not, like, yeah, it's his, like, hey, here's how you solve this issue. Suckle him. Go ahead and breastfeed him. Breastfeed an adult, and the problem will be solved. Your husband won't have an issue anymore. And it worked.
The thing is, I understand that you're trying to say, I don't mean to dwell on this too much for you, just out of respect for yourself, but the embarrassment is lifted by her milk. So if he drinks from her milk, people will know that. So
where does it say that, brother? That's my problem, is that, because I hear what trust me, I'm not being hard-headed. I hear what you're saying. What you're saying, though, does not match the text. That's the issue for me.
And I'm telling you as well, with all due respect, that what you're saying, as in it has to be suckle, that is not exactly true.
It's not me that says it has to be suckle, bro.
That is the translation.
That says, how can I suckle him as he is a grown man? It says to suckle him. I didn't put this here.
Okay, so it's when he says ardi'i, which means to breastfeed him, it literally means to breastfeed. It does not mean to suckle. It means breastfeed. She can feed him from her breast, and he can take what's in her breast without suckling. So I'm telling you, the word suckle is not mentioned. It says breastfeed.
The word means to breastfeed, right?
Yep, that's true.
So when she's suckling him or breastfeeding him, we know what that means, right, bro? Come on, man.
No, the action of breastfeeding him, which is ardi'i, she can actually breastfeed him without him doing that. This is very simple, but yeah, I'm really sorry. I don't mean to dwell on this too much. Out of respect for yourself, I mean, I could talk about this all day. I don't want to disrespect you as a host who comes here and dictates over you, etc., etc. I'm really sorry if this comes across. I want to be as light as possible, but like I said, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him.
You don't have to keep apologizing, man. We're good. We're having a good conversation. We're not going to agree, but we're having a good conversation. You've been respectful. You can be as truthful and real as you want to be, bro.
Okay, right? Okay. We don't. I also want to say we don't need to agree, because even in the Quran it says, when speaking to people of the book, when speaking, it says, "Ta'alu ila kalimatin sawa," come to a common word, that we worship God only, that we do not associate partners, that we don't take each other's priests as mediums between us and God, etc. So in Islam, our job is not to eliminate you. It's not to do things like this. It's like
not to what?
It's not to eliminate you. It's not to, like,
What do you mean by eliminate?
So I'm saying there's a verse here that is telling us eliminate, as in, like, get rid of you.
You are supposed to do that, unless I
how
I convert and pay the jizya.
Okay,
right, but I got a brother here. Hold on one sec. I want to show him the hadith. Hey, Rob.
Hey, God bless.
God bless, man. Can you see the screen?
Yeah, I can see it.
All right. I want you to read this, okay? And I want you to be as honest as you can. Now, you can see it clearly, right? You don't need me to zoom in or anything?
Let me open it also from my side.
Yeah, Sahih Muslim 1453.
What's the topic?
I don't want to give it to you just yet. I just want you to read.
Okay.
Sahih Muslim 1453a.
Yes. It's about the adult thing.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So
what's the question?
the question is about the word that's used for the word suckle, to suckle.
Yeah.
Our friend here is saying that it doesn't mean to actually suckle. It also means to just simply breastfeed by pouring the milk from the breast in like some cup or something like that. No. So I just want to know if the word...
Ardaini. Yeah.
And what does the word
mean? Means literally suckle him literally in the Arabic. So, and on top of that, when they say, brother Godlogic, again, thank you for having me. When they say that you have to pour the milk inside the cup, what they do not tell you is that narration is from Al-Waqidi, and Al-Waqidi is rejected in hadith. So what they do is they use a rejected hadith from a rejected narrator, Al-Waqidi himself, who narrated, who is the main narrator in that hadith. But it literally says, suckle him. And even, the wife of Abu Hudayfa says, but he's a grown man. Exactly. He has a beard, right? So
exactly. Thank you.
Yeah,
that's all I need. Stick around.
Sure.
Stick around.
Okay. Rob. And if he wants me to prove that the hadith about the milk inside the cup or pot is fabricated, I can show that as well.
No, I don't need you to show anything about the hadith. The fact that you quote hadith anyway to as a mechanism of ours to differentiate what is authentic from what is not, and to prove to us that the Quran has been delivered to us without corruption, etc., etc., that is enough. But I'm just saying, you know Arabic, and you just said that rada'a or ardi'i means to suckle, and that proves that, I don't know where you know Arabic from or whatever, but the action of breastfeeding is literally, breastfeed is arda. So this is something, I'm Arab and I'm telling you rada'a is that way. It's not exactly to suckle. To suckle would be a different, like you're describing a motion, etc. This is the English word. English is a 500-year-old language, 600-year-old language, something like this. Arabic is like what, 6,000 years old or something. There is so like the translation here is so gross, but your argument is coming from a word called suckle.
You said the translation is gross?
Sorry?
You said the translation is gross?
Gross. No. I mean gross as in on the full scale. Gross as in grossly, not to describe.
Oh, like it just messed up and it made a mistake.
Gross is holy. Sorry?
You're just saying that the translation made a mistake. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that the two languages you are comparing, virtually incomparable in terms of like the different, the depth of so many, the depth of so many syllables, everything, and even in terms of just the age of how long how ancient the language is. But
that doesn't help. You can't do the magical Arabic game here. It doesn't help. The word means to suckle.
Okay, English. Look, Godlogic. Look. In English, it says suckle. I'm Arab, and I'm telling you.
And in Arabic, it says it too.
No, in Arabic, it does not say suckle. It says breastfeed.
Ali, how much is your knowledge about this topic, Ali? Because I can show you scholars who tell you that, and I will say it as it is. Guys, people who know me, I will say things as they are explicitly. The scholar said it's not breastfeeding if you don't put the in the mouth. You want me to show that? I can show it. Else it's not called adult breastfeeding. I have the sources about the Godlogic. If he thinks that it's helping him,
that's tough.
And I can, like I said, I can show you that what he's talking about the pot, the milk must be poured inside the pot or glass. It's from a fabricator whose name is Muhammad bin Omar al-Waqidi, and every scholar has said that he's rejected in hadith. I mean, you have no argument and you know it.
Okay, look, the thing is, you said some scholars, etc. I know there's going to be different opinions between the scholars. That's not something I'm here to deny. And My point is that the word itself, suckle, no, suckle does not mean ardi'i. Ardi'i is breastfeed. This is the interpretation. But let's just call it, the thing is, like I said, I mean, you do want to move on and discuss this because I haven't even made the interjection to last Monday's comment that you made about the prophet, peace be upon him.
I got you. We can settle it here. I appreciate you coming up, Rob, and clarifying that. Stick around because I might need you to pull you up again if somebody uses the magical Arabic. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. So you wanted to discuss. We'll put a pin in this one. You wanted to discuss. CP's here. If CP's here, he could join too. You wanted to discuss. What was it about Allah having a son?
Your voice is cutting up a little bit because of my internet, but I didn't hear what you just said right now.
You said you wanted to discuss what I said about Allah having a son last week or last stream. Can you hear me? Rob, am I coming in clear? Or is it just him?
I can hear you fine. No issue.
Okay. All right, so it is Ali's stuff. Yeah, everybody hit the like button. And also, everybody, this is Rob Christian. For those of you guys who been living under a rock, this is Rob Christian, man. One of the beasts, the OGs and the beasts.
I mean, I'd love to discuss that, because there is a verse that you did.
There's a delay. One second, Ali. There's a little delay. So everybody subscribe to Rob Christian. Subscribe to Rob Christian. Put his link in the chat if you guys can, guys. Spam his link in the chat. You guys want to subscribe to this brother because he shows verses on the screen. He shows sources. He breaks down the Arabic. Can't play games with him. So it's awesome, man.
Okay.
I want to say something, brother Godlogic. The thing is, what always fascinates me is that Muslims will cry a huge long river when we use fabricated hadiths. But when they use fabricated hadith, not even da'if, completely fabricated by Al-Waqidi, then for them it's okay to do that. But when we do it, they will say, no, it's da'if, it's fabricated.
I didn't do it. I didn't use his hadith. I used logic.
You did because, let me finish. You know why you did? Because the one who narrates the hadith about milk being poured inside the pot or glass and then to drink it not directly from the breast, it's a fabricated hadith, so it doesn't help you. Because if you want me to do that, I can show you that you are using it.
No, you can't. You can't.
Really quick, guys. Nor is that breastfeeding. The second that you take you're not putting the breast in the mouth. That's not breastfeeding anymore.
Exactly, and that's what the scholars also said, by the way.
Let's let Ali. He wanted to respond. Go ahead, Ali.
Yeah. So my response is the same. If he takes from her milk, regardless, that is as though she breastfed him. So that is the hadith. I'm not using that. I'm not using the weak hadith he's on about or ever. But again, I mean the hadith.
Then what are you using?
Want about it? I'm using logic. The Arabic word is breastfeed. Breastfeed. My brother, you call yourself Godlogic. Come on.
Yes.
The word is breastfeed. Okay.
Yes.
So it's like,
what is that word? The word look, Ali, using your logic, what does, and we're using logic, divine, let's use God's logic. What does breastfeeding mean? Breastfeed. What does that mean?
To take from someone's milk. To be fed.
Where?
By the milk.
Where?
To be fed by the milk from the woman.
Where? What part?
Well, you know what part of the woman
Ali, come on, bro. Say it, bro.
Look,
Godlogic, please allow me to share my screen if you don't mind, brother. Please. So, just to show that we say something. Hold on, brother. Hold on, please. When we speak, the brother already told you, when someone like me speaks, I don't speak without backing what I say. And we have the receipts, so you and the people who are still confused about it can learn that when we say something, we don't need to lie about it, because clearly you didn't do your investigation. So I'll explain to you how easy it is to refute you. Watch. Here's a scholar. Yeah, let me finish, brother.
Rob,
if you don't mind.
Rob, where's your screen?
It's not showing yet.
Not that I see.
Hold on. Window, share. Does it say share now?
There it is.
There you go. Look, we have the receipts, guys. As you see on the screen, this is a book of fatwa, Q&A, right? Islamic ruling, question, answer. Al-Fatawa al-Shari'iyya, okay? Volume 2. On the following page that you see of this book, watch this, brother Godlogic. So this is fatwa number 199. Read with me. Answer, breastfeeding the mahram, so if you breastfeed someone, he becomes your son, let's say, is 5 suckling or more, and it's holding and peep the N. You see it? Holding it and put it in the mouth. That's what breastfeeding is. And that's how you become someone's son.
So, yeah,
You see
again,
it?
this is one hadith that you're talking about, and I'm not talking about this hadith. And this person can interpret interpret it however much he wants. I'm not gonna. It's not my word versus his. It's his word versus other hadiths of and it's also the
What other hadith?
Do you have any refutation, brother? You're stuttering. Do you have any refutation, please?
What other hadith?
This my refutation is that the word does not mean to literally go to the breast. It means to actually take from her milk, and that
based
the
on
hadith
what,
you brought on here,
Based on a fabricated hadith. Do you want me to show you?
What? No, I don't need the fabricated hadith.
Say
but I'm
please,
saying
I will. If you say please, I will show you.
Really quick. Ali,
you just showed an interpretation by someone.
Ali,
You showed an external interpretation.
You have Ali, please.
Yeah.
You're saying that you have a refutation, but your refutation has to be based on something. Like, for example, Rob, his refutation to you was based on the ruling and based on what they said. What do you have to show that what you're saying has, some substance, that it doesn't mean to put the breast in the mouth?
So,
brother, give me the screen one more time, if you don't mind, brother. Here is source number 2, so you can learn.
I will let him answer over
a lot, and I've been really respectful, and he's asking me.
Yeah, go ahead.
So basically, he showed you an exegesis of the hadith that says ardi'i. The hadith says ardi'i. It does not say to do any beyond ardi'i. It doesn't. It says from the breast milk. So if he drinks her breast milk, he's fulfilled the hadith.
Do you have something that says that you don't have to put the nipple in the mouth?
The fact that it does not say this is enough, because all it's saying is breastfeed. It does not say suckle.
You want me to trust you? I can't trust you, man.
I don't want you to trust me. No, I don't want you to trust me. It's like, this is like the people who know both languages can decide on this, by the way, not someone who is apparently Arab speaking Christian.
Apparently, huh? Hey, Rob, you probably don't really know Arabic, man.
So either way, look, Rob and the exegesis that he just showed us, etc., it does not mean that ardi'i is the suckle. But this is just a side topic. This is an extreme side topic that we've dwelled on for like half an hour or so.
It's not a side topic. It's the topic. I'm trying to show. Let me ask you this.
On something.
So you would never tell a woman who's married to suckle physically, like to put her nipple in another man's mouth who's not her husband?
I already answered that, and I told you that I would tell her to breastfeed him through a medium. Absolutely.
Right. So you wouldn't tell her to put her breast in his mouth,
which the hadith does not show exactly. Yes.
Well, the hadith does. But I'm just asking, just to get your clear position. You would not tell her to put her breast in another man's mouth. Is that right?
Which is not what the Prophet did. Yes, that's right.
Just answer the question if you can, please, brother.
I answered it.
No, you didn't. You're just saying it's not what Muhammad did. I just want to know if that's
my answer. This is live. People can see my answer.
Yeah, people, this is live. So would you or would you not
see my answer.
Tell a woman to put her breast in the mouth of another man? Yes or no?
And this is someone who did not say that.
Would you do it or not?
Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, didn't do it, so I would have done.
Rob, is my question hard?
Yeah, I don't know, man. This is tough.
Rob,
It's tough.
Rob, would you ever? Hold on, Rob. Would you ever tell a woman to put her breast in the mouth of another man who's not her husband?
No, if I would be the seal of all the prophets and the best example for mankind, as they say, I would never do that. On top of that, we know also, here comes the disaster. I have a source where Muhammad gave the permission to Aisha herself, Aisha, his baby bride, to suckle the grown-up men. So, no, of course not. A normal human being who's not the youth, as they call him, yeah, the youth, someone who's not a cuckold, he will not do that.
Okay, so if that's
They
the
call
case,
him the
then,
youth, by the way. Yeah, sorry, I'm using the Arabic term.
You see how easy Rob answered the question for me. So, Ali, would you, yes or no, would you tell a woman to put her breast in the mouth of another man? Yes or no? Who's not her husband?
If I was to tell that, I'm basically going off the false premise, a false premise that we've just said. So based on external exegesis of someone saying that it has to be directly consumed from the breast, not through the medium, as in breastfed.
Would you do what I asked or not? Would you tell her to put her breast in the mouth of another man? Yes or no, bro? It's simple. Yes or no.
For the sake of moving on with this, and because I've given enough evidence, yes, no.
No, you wouldn't. Okay. You're better than Muhammad in this case.
According to you, with a very perverted interpretation from a hadith which you do not have equivalent.
Bro, I just read it.
Wow. Did he just call the scholars perverted?
Yes. Wow. At least he's acknowledging that
interpretation.
Perverted.
Wow.
A perverted interpretation of the actual word. But what I'm saying is, there's from a hadith that basically is used, a hadith chain of narration, to authenticate the correct from wrong, which you do not have an equivalent for, to authenticate that your gospels, which were written in 60 AD, 80 AD, 100 AD, that they were transmitted to us with the same chain that you guys used to pick on the hadith.
Okay, brother. So let's go ahead and move on. You wanted to bring up the Allah having a son thing.
I wanted to bring it up, but because I want to be more closer to your topic that you're talking about, morality, you mentioned that Prophet Muhammad benefited from prophethood, and you mentioned how many wives, etc.
Specifically, please, man, we gotta be focused, bro. You said
we're focused.
You wanted to bring up Allah having a son.
So do you want the son, or do you want me to address the morality thing?
I want you to address Allah having a son, because that's what you said you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, so basically it says, you said that how can he have a son when he does not have a friend, a female, a mate, exactly. So the thing is that the term used here, anna yakunu lahu walad, it's not saying how. Anna does not mean how.
Yes, it does, bro. Come on, man.
And I can give you an example from the Quran that says no. How are you going to tell me when this is anna from the Quran? Like, for example, when the Quran says فَأَنَّا يُؤْفَكُونَ, it is using it for when, to describe when. وَأَنَّا يُؤْفَكُونَ, when will they be stopped? فَأَنَّا تُسْحَرُونَ, how are you guys being bewitched? And then this verse that you're saying says, it's ridiculing the prospect of Allah having a partner, which has caused a lot of these problems for you. When you say, is Jesus the Most High God, or is he not the Most High God, etc., this is all because of a power vacuum of associating a partner with God. God the Father, the greatest, according to you guys, Jesus saying the Father is greater than I. This is a problem that you guys.
What does this have to do? This has nothing to do. Please don't deflect. Stay focused, please.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you're saying that God. You're saying that our argument is God cannot have a son. That's not true. We are not saying God cannot have a son, or that he's saying he cannot have a son without a mate.
I never said you said that. I'm saying the hadith or the Quran says that.
Okay, you're right. You didn't, but the thing is that the verse you're saying that they're trying to say that he can't have a son without having a mate. That's not correct. That's not what that Quran ayah says. And I told you, I gave you evidence of anna being used to describe.
You didn't give any evidence. Does it say how here? Does it say how here in the Arabic?
No, look, the thing is, I can't tell you Arabic and you show me English. I gave you another example from Arabic that describes
this is a
when.
corpus, my brother. My brother, this is a corpus. It's an Arabic corpus. So what it does is that it breaks down each word in the verse, word for word. Okay, phrase for phrase. So when it says here, we get down to the part in 6:101 to the how can he have a son? Anna yukunu lahu waladun. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
So how can he have a son when he doesn't have a mate?
Actually, it's girlfriend. The word is girlfriend.
I told you.
Sahiba means girlfriend.
That's right. Okay. Avery, I told you that this is ridiculing the prospect of God having a partner in power, which has caused huge debate.
I'm with you.
Which is
brother, you don't have to. You do not, brother. You do not have to break that down to me. I'm granting you that Allah does not have a companion or somebody equal to him in power. That's not my argument. In order for him to have a son, he would need a female companion, right?
No. So basically, there's another Quran verse that debunks this fully. It says, if Allah wanted to have a son, he would have chosen from what he created. So he would have begotten a son. The same way you guys believe God the Son is begotten by God the Father. The Quran verse says, he would have chosen from what he created, what he wanted. So it's
either, these are the two options you have. Either your Quran, two verses are contradicting each other, but when one says that Allah can have a son if he wanted to and just choose from his creation, and the other one says he can't have a son unless he has a girlfriend, or you can reconcile the two and put them together, harmonize them when it says that Allah can't have a son. I'm sorry, if he wanted to have a son, he could choose from any of his creation. He would just need a female mate to do it with.
I have a question to Ali. Ali, I have a question, if you don't mind.
Excuse me, Rob. Look, excuse me. I want to respond to Avery. With all due respect to you, I mean, you were brought in to talk about a hadith, and you did your job. Thank you. But I am here to speak to Avery about this. Look, so
Rob. Let me talk to him one-on-one on this one. I asked you about the hadith in the Arabic. Let me talk to him one-on-one on this one.
Sure.
So Avery, I told you, and I pulled up verses from the Quran again, such as فَأَنَّا يُسْحَرُونَ فَأَنَّا يُؤْفَكُونَ, etc. And I'm telling you that these are being used as where and when.
What?
It's not just so
it's
how,
not the same.
How? Okay, look. Ask any Arabic person now, what is the Arabic word for how? They will not tell you anna. They're not going to tell you anna. If they tell you, just laugh at them, because what it says, the Arabic word for how is kayfa.
This
verse does not say kayfa.
Does the word anna work for how?
To be honest with you, look, I'm not extremely, but I know enough to say that kayfa. Look, to say like I told you, anna does mean where and when in other verses from the Quran that I'm telling you about. That
does it also mean how?
I've memorized.
Does it also mean how?
How is kayfa? How is kayfa?
So just to be clear, the word anna does not also mean how.
The word for how for me is
for
kayfa.
You. Okay, for you. Arab. I got you. For you. Arab. When I pull up the corpus, does it also demonstrate that the word anna could be used for how?
There's that possibility, yes.
Okay, so according to Arabic language, the word anna can also be used for how. It's not excluding the word how. So when it is in this verse, it's using it to mean how. How can he have a son when he doesn't have a girlfriend? That's what the verse says, bro.
That's correct, but it's doing that to ridicule the idea of sharing
that he has a companion, right?
Yes, and there's another verse that says, so it's not the only way. It's not limiting.
It's not limiting God. Let me tell you how. Okay, so if I were to say, how can I drive the car when I don't have the keys? According to that statement, what do I need to drive the car?
A key.
Exactly. Right. If I said, how can I plant the tree when I don't have land? According to the statement, what do I need to plant the tree?
the thing you said. So I get the argument.
Right?
Sorry. Yeah. So,
Right.
but the thing is,
one last example. Just one last example, and I'll let you touch on it. Okay.
Go on.
If I were to say, how can I have a son when I don't have a mate? According to my statement, what do I need in order to have a son?
a mate.
So according to what Allah says, according to his statement, how can he have a son when he doesn't have a female girlfriend, right? A girlfriend. That means he needs a girlfriend in order to have a son. That's just what he's saying. It's a limitation.
No, you're correct. I mean, that is like, I'm not going to dispute that, but I'm saying that God is in here. He's trying to ridicule having a partner, period, a mate, a son, etc., etc. So saying it's ridiculing the idea of God having a mate anyway. It's ridiculing it. So
I'm with you.
so it's just the thing.
I'm with you.
And then the other verse that I told you that says if he wanted to have a son, he would have chosen from what he wants, from what he created.
So he could have a son.
Jesus is begotten.
Right.
Yeah.
So he could have a son if he wanted to. However, in light of the other verse, if he wanted to have a son, he would need a girlfriend to have a son with. That's how you put those two verses together, or else they contradict. One verse is saying that Allah could have a son if he wanted to. The other verse is saying he needs a girlfriend to have a son with. So it's either those work together or you're putting them against each other.
Again, I like I told you, anna does not just mean how, and this is like, it's not a definite.
Come on, we already got past.
It's not a definite limitation.
Bro, you just admitted it.
Come
And it's
on.
also in chapter 340, it's the same anna yakuna li ghulam, which means here Zechariah in context in chapter 340 uses the anna and he says, my Lord, how can I have a son when I'm old? And the same anna means how there. So what do you mean?
So basically, it's to ridicule the idea of God having a partner, wife, girlfriend, son, either or. It's ridiculing this idea. And the other verse that says, if he wanted, he would have begotten, the same way you believe that Jesus, peace be upon him, was begotten by the Father. It says that. So I just wanted to correct that there. That
You conceded to what I said earlier, bro.
Yeah.
This is, I'm not conceding. I'm just respecting my own limited intellect on the full depth of the Arabic language, which all three of us are actually guilty of. We're not.
Okay.
I'm just respecting that. So I'm leaving this. I'm not saying that I am the authority for Arabic or whatever. That's all I'm doing. However, when it comes to limiting God, etc., I mean, limiting God would be to associate certain things with him. For example, saying that God cannot forgive us. Yeah.
Before you keep going, this is why this is a problem, because this limits Allah, which means he's not the true God, because he cannot have a son of his own self, but he needs help outside of himself to have a son with. That demonstrates he's not truly God. He's limited. Okay.
Can I respond to that, Peter?
Look, I'll say this, because we've been talking a long time. I do got to let the other guests come up, but you can come back up. It sounds like you want to talk about the deity of Christ next time. So when I have that topic, you can definitely come up. We can talk about Jesus being God and all that. Okay.
Okay, but after I say this last thing, please, yeah?
Sure.
So when it comes to limiting God, basically the idea that God had to accept a blood money to forgive original sin and our sin, etc.
Blood money? So you're salvation. Hold on, really quick. So you're trying to, I'm giving you the courtesy of giving you just really quick. I was about to give you the courtesy of getting the last word, but you take advantage of that by slandering my religion.
Salvation.
Salvation.
Sorry?
Yeah. So
sorry,
if you're gonna get a last word, don't misrepresent my religion, or else this won't end well. So what do you have to say on 6101? What's your last statement for that?
6101. So basically, I wanted to, because we spent all the time speaking about two things that I did not come here to speak about, and I didn't get a chance to speak about what I did want to speak about.
You said you wanted to correct me on how can Allah have a son. So brother, I have to move on. So I'm giving you the courtesy, like literally 30 seconds.
Okay, I understand.
What is the last thing you want to say
explain to you the link
on what we just said?
I want to explain the link to you. The link here is limiting God. the link,
Okay.
the link between what I'm saying, limiting God. Yeah,
Okay.
you understand? So can I move on, or is that gonna upset you? Can I say what?
Yeah, no. So
I
if
can
you
leave
don't
if you
have
want.
anything,
I mean,
if you
as
don't
I
have
told
anything
you,
to say about what I just said about 6101, then I got to move on, bro.
because you're saying about limiting God, I do want to say something about limiting God, which is like, you know, very
Then
cool in the
bring
creed.
that next time. I'm literally about to move on. Bring that next
No
time.
problem. I understand that. I'll bring it up next time. Next time I come on.
All right. All right. Take care, man. Thanks for coming through.
Thank you very much.
Brother Godlogic, if you allow me to say something about what was being discussed earlier.
Yeah.
He just said, if you call Allah Father, you are limiting God. If you claim that Allah has a son, you're limiting God. Well, he just admitted that Caliph Omar, one of the famous companions, just limited Allah and he became a kafir, because I have here an authentic hadith from a book in front of me where Omar calls Allah Father because he says that Allah has children. So that means, can we find a Muslim who will say Omar was a mushrik, a kafir, and limiting Allah for calling him a father?